I think this year could see the appetite for a wild card game in the finals really start to gather momentum and take off because the evidence is starting to gather. And I say that because there's quality teams missed out last year. We only have to look at who finished outside the 8. The Dolphins, who had a shocking start to the season. They would have warranted a place in the final had everybody been fit at the back end of the year. We look at teams like South Sydney that didn't make the 8. The West Tigers that started to come good. Maybe for once they have a stable year. If they can be stable off the field, stable on the field, who knows where Benji Marshall can take this team.
I'd love a wild card. I love that you said that. I actually think it's time, isn't it? There's enough quality. We used to have so many, and I don't have a better word than this, shit teams that were average. This year there's only a couple of teams that are not that good in my eyes, but a wild card makes perfect sense. 6v10, 8v9. No, sorry, 7v10, 8v9. It'd be awesome. And it's 2 extra elite games of footy. If we're looking at when teams go to when we expand to 20 and we're going to shorten the competition, well, there's that extra week that you straight away give the broadcasters. You know, there's 2 extra games they get because we can't lose games because then we lose revenue.
2 big games.
Huge games.
Like
huge
games.
7v10, 8v9 be thrilling. And yeah, there'd be at an disadvantage for all those teams to get the week off. But who cares? It would be bloody fantastic.
And I think, you know, as the comp grows to at least 19 teams with... Look, I've got one of the things about what I believe will happen this year will be the announcement of a new TV deal and a competition restructure. I imagine the NRL will look to induct or look to announce rather the 20th NRL team in and around maybe 2028, 2030 perhaps. We're in 2026 now. It sounds strange to say, but 4 years and a 20th team I think is a realistic possibility.
New Zealand, is that what you're thinking?
That is where it looks as if a team will enter the competition from New Zealand. I say that because of the state of origin push there, the focus around being the biggest sport in Australia and the Pacifica and New Zealand. I think the NRL will look to capitalise on the momentum and the interest in the NRL over across the ditch in the Tasman. For me, it ticks so many boxes. You know, it's there for the taking with respect to other areas. You know, we've seen a recent addition in Queensland. We've obviously gone to Perth. Definitely no more Sydney teams. I can't envisage a second side in Melbourne or Victoria. So for me, all roads point to a second New Zealand side, and as well as the rivalry that would bring for the Wars and either a Wellington, you know, or whatever city that may be.
Yeah, Christchurch, whatever it is. The fact that of how much rugby league's growing in New Zealand and like where the popularity for the Warriors out, they sold out every game last year. And you know what makes sport special? It's rivalries. Yeah, and that's another rivalry and something you can tap into because people from Christchurch and Auckland don't like each other. You know, there's a rivalry there. Yeah, and rugby league is massive in Auckland. It's massive in Christchurch. It seems like a no-brainer.
Well, that's it. We talk about love and coming together and celebration, but nothing sells like the power of hate. Yeah. I've said this many, many times. The power of hate is real. It gets people's attention. Well, like even not just wanting for your team to win, but wanting the other side or your rivals to lose.
Yeah. Even look at like a sport like women's basketball. Not the most popular sport at all. Then all of a sudden this girl comes in called Caitlin Clark, who all the other players hate for some reason. And that hatred for her has made that sport explode in America. And it's now the value of that league has gone up dramatically. And that's hate has caused that because the power people want to love her, people want to hate her.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you want. You need that divisiveness.
Polarizing people, polarizing geographical locations.
Yeah. We need peace in the world, but not in the sporting arena.
Exactly. I like that comment, Charlie. There's a T-shirt in there.
Certainly is, Jimmy. We're on fire to start. It's the season preview.
There's a lot of answers needs to be answered.
Yeah. And you've got Campbell and you've got AJ Brimson. Do you put Brimson in the centres? We've seen this movie before.
Yeah. Brimson's the one for me that I wouldn't be shocked if, because he signed till 2030. I wouldn't be shocked if he's playing for the Perth Bears in 2027 because he feels like just that one extra player they don't really need. The Josh Hannay talk seems really positive coming out of the Gold Coast Titans. You know, a couple key signs of that. Tino Fasul-Malawi's clause is gone. They also managed to get Cooper Bar to backflip on the Melbourne Storm and stay with the Gold Coast Titans. Like, those are two huge moments for him already.
Makasini scored 3 tries against the Roosters in Newcastle. He delivered that spectacular effort against the Panthers at Leichhardt. He's gifted, balanced, skillful, athletic, powerful. Steve Roach, how good is Haumasi Makasini?
Mate, how good's he going to be? I saw him on the sideline on the weekend. Mate, he'd be 6'4", hasn't filled out yet. Gee, reminds me of Eric Growth.
Yeah.
If you had a look at some footage of Eric Growth beating tackles, that guy, imagine how good he's going to be. As Benji said, if he keeps a level head, you know, he's going to be a superstar for the Tigers. I actually saw when he scored that try, I was looking at the hill, you know how much they love their rugby league there at Tiger Town, and mate, they were all stood as one. You know,
down the left wing, in front of the hill.
He's going to be an exciting player. The last bloke to light up Leichhardt over like that was probably Larry John Coral.
Well, when you come to name great Tigers, I was going to ask you for another big call tonight. You've had one, Souths to finish top 4. Here's another Blockers big call. Makasini will be the best Tigers rookie since...
Timmy Brasher.
Oh, 89.
Mate, unbelievable player, Timmy Brasher. Mate, he had great anticipation, wonderful speed. Come in he was still going to school when he come in, and he come in with the Tigers. A wonderful player. We had some great fullbacks, Gary Jack, one of them, and then along came this kid. He was unbelievable. Played in the centres and a little bit of fullback at the back end of his career, but what a superstar.
Made his debut. You were his prop forward and went on to play 244 first-grade games. A debut as a schoolboy. And then 244 first-grade games, Tiger, Rabbitoh, Cowboy.
He had hair then too.
Yeah, no, the long mullet. 17 international, so what a career. And certainly that's been mentioned a few times after Haumasi Makasini did what he did in the pre-season.
What an impressive dude. What an impressive dude. What an impressive dude.